So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with some breath work. If you want to turn your cameras off for this, that's fine. But let's all have our eyes closed anyway. And we are just going to self-regulate because it would be kind of an oxymoron to talk about stress management if we were feeling stressed and dysregulated. So just get into a comfortable seat, close your eyes, try to relax the muscles in your face, relax those shoulders, relax your neck, bring your awareness to your belly button, try to relax your abdominal muscles. Breathe deep into your lower belly. Feel that part of your belly expand as you inhale all the way up and exhale out of your mouth. Good. Hold that retention at the bottom just for a second to find that stillness. Inhale all the way up, expand. Hold that suspension at the top just for a second to feel that stillness. Exhale out of your mouth, let it go. Feel your rib cage decompress and relax as you settle into this moment. We'll do a few more rounds like that. Now on your next exhale, lengthen it as long as you can. Blow all the air out. And then open your eyes and let's talk about stress. I hope we're all feeling calm. I feel great. Okay, the power of breath, we'll also talk about that. So the main focus is going to be how stress is hindering your fitness progress, because I know a lot of people in here are my current clients or are a client of Frequency Fitness. Some are not, and we will be recording this for people who are not in the future. So I do ask in check-ins every week, what was your stress like? What was your mental health like? What is going on in your life? And kind of touching on things that maybe people don't deem as fitness related or having to do anything with weight loss or muscle growth. Like, I'm just here to lose weight. Why are you asking me what my stress levels are? They go hand in hand. Mental health, physical health, it's the same thing. There is no difference. Western medicine tried to separate those, but as time goes by, we learn more and more that we are all one and all connected. Everything flows together. And yeah, let's just dive into it. So what is stress? By the way, there's going to be, I think, just one or two questions where I would love for you guys to like unmute and just yell out, or you can just type it in the chat or something of the answer. And there's no right or wrong answers. It's just going to be like a collaborative kind of thing. So stress is the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental, emotional, or physical pressure. And I just want to note that it's also physical pressure. So exercise is stress on the body. Stress is not a bad thing. Okay. It's going to be something we're really going to focus on. There is good stress, and then there's always too much of a good thing. Okay. So physical, emotional, mental, all kinds of stress, feelings of being overwhelmed or just unable to cope with it. Here is a fun question. How many things do you think in 2023 cause humans to feel stress? Maybe not how many things. You can give out a number, you can give out whatever, you can give out examples. What do you think the answer to that is?
Everything.
Literally everything.
At least like 10 a day, 10 things.
Yeah. Literally all the time, especially anything related to, like, literally anything and everything is meant for stimulation and go mentality and progressing when that's not what we're like physiologically built to do. Okay. So unrelated or untreated stress can cause toxins to build up in the body, creating sickness, inflammation, and disease. Okay. So stress is, we're going to get into what it is, but a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol goes through your body, is released through your body, which if there's too much of anything, it's not a good thing. building up toxins and sickness. So going off of that, guaranteed that people that you know that are probably the most stressed out in your life, you can probably think of some, they're probably sick quite often, catching colds, they have allergies, they're sick again. That's usually because being stressed and having chronic stress really starts beating down the immune system. And just kind of tie it back into fitness, if you're sick, you're not working out, right? You're not eating the best. Your body is not prioritizing putting its energy towards fat loss or muscle growth. Your body's putting its energy towards either managing your stress or managing your sickness and trying to get better. Here is one more fun question. So chronic stress is something you're stressed out chronically, right? For a long period of time. Whereas working out, that was, one example, that's stress on the body for that 30 minutes to an hour, and then it's done. Doing an ice bath, that's stress on the body for 2 to 3 minutes, and then it's done. What's something that's chronic stress, long-term? Yell out some examples.
A death in the family.
Great, yep.
Or breakup.
Yep.
Could you consider work as one?
Yep.
School, definitely.
Yep. I think I said all of them. Toxic, these are just obviously just some. Toxic relationships, so if you're in a relationship and it's not the best one. Jobs, unprocessed loss of a loved one, scrolling on social media, lots of things, everything, basically everything. So yeah, that's what stress is. And now I think we can all kind of relate to something along these lines. So here are the physical symptoms of high stress: low energy, headaches, anxiety, irritability, depression, rapid weight gain, especially in the face and chest area. Up here is where I see it a lot in women, round face specifically, and then stomach, which we'll get into why the stomach specifically. Poor digestion, bloating, inflammation. Never, ever, ever in check-ins do I not see a correlation between stress being high and digestion being low. They go hand in hand. Your bloating is high, are you stressed? Probably. You have inflammation, are you stressed? Probably. High heart rate, tense muscles, or muscle weakness, right? So if your body is so stressed out and your heart rate has been racing and you've been, again, all your energy has been exerted into managing stress, you're going to get to the gym and you're not going to be able to perform your best. You're going to have muscle weakness or just muscle soreness. Constant sickness, which we touched on. Insomnia, not being able to sleep. Low libido. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so insomnia is an interesting one because if you have high cortisol for too long, for a long period of time, that eventually will turn into adrenal fatigue. Adrenal glands they sit right on top of your kidneys. And again, these are like stress is a good thing. Cortisol is a good thing. Adrenal glands are a good thing. But if they're overused, they turn into a bad thing. Symptoms of adrenal fatigue are almost like the opposite of some of these things. So like high cortisol will keep you up. But if you have adrenal fatigue, you can't wake up. You're always tired. Okay. So it's almost like two ends of the spectrum after it's been a long period of time of chronic stress. Okay. So let's get into cortisol. Again, it's not a bad thing. We actually need cortisol for like all of our bodily functions. What wakes us up in the morning, what opens your eyes and gets you out of bed is cortisol. So we have a big cortisol spike. Most people, biologically, it's at 7 a.m. It's usually right when the sun starts rising is when we get a big spike in cortisol, which is also why having an irregular sleep schedule, whether you're like an overnight nurse or your bartender, something like that, could be kind of detrimental to your health. Especially if your schedule is changing a lot, you really like circadian rhythm is super, super important. And then also that right there, having a high spike in cortisol when you first wake up is really why you want to wait a while to have caffeine. Because if you pair high cortisol with high caffeine, which increases cortisol even higher, that's what causes a huge crash right at 2 p.m. around that time. So timing your caffeine intake to let that cortisol go down, which takes about like 90 minutes to 2 hours. Then having your caffeine a couple hours after waking up is way more beneficial, by the way. So cortisol is the same hormone that's released in life or death moments. A breakup, a gun to your head, someone breaking into your house right now, watching a jump scare TV show, and my favorite, scale or food stress. This all releases the same chemical. You had birthday cake last night and now you're still beating yourself up and the scale was high and now you're like this and you just want to constantly think about how many steps you're going to take this day and what is Tara going to think about me because I logged 8 pieces of birthday cake last. That is doing so much more harm than your 8 pieces of birthday cake last night, for real. Okay. Same thing with if you wake up in the morning, your cortisol is high, which is a great thing because it just woke you up. You're ready for the day. You step on the scale, you're feeling good. Oh my God, I went up a couple pounds. Now my cortisol is higher. The rest of my day is screwed. So just don't do that. Stop that. Okay. Cortisol increase, and this is all about like high cortisol. So high cortisol has an increase in appetite, causes an increase in appetite, or just dysfunction in appetite. By show of hands, who is a stress eater? Who is a stress not eater? There we go. Hey, Noelle. So yeah, either way, it's going to affect your appetite. And then if you are a stress eater or not, right? So even if, let's say you're stressed all day, you forgot to eat all day. Now your body is going to crave high calorie things because your body is smarter than your brain. Stop trying to outthink it. It's smarter than you. You're suddenly going to be craving high calorie foods, high sugary foods, because your body is like, we haven't eaten food. Let's get as much as we can and as little bites, a low volume kind of food. Or just if you're a stress eater, you're going to be craving high sugary things, high calorie things. So this is kind of talking about the stomach. I did make a reel about this, so maybe you already know this, but it's a fun fact. High cortisol increases fat around the stomach specifically to protect vital organs. And now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of makes sense as to why it would be up here too, right? If you have a lot of fat around your neck and that's where your vagus nerve is, I think it is, or whatever it is that kills you if somebody cuts it open, like your body's going to try to protect all of that. And even if you're not eating, when you do eat, where are those calories going to go? Right to fat, right to what's going to protect you. Building muscle is not going to be its main source of what it wants to do with the calories that you're eating. High cortisol hinders sleep quality, which is when you grow muscle. You grow muscle in your sleep. In the gym, you're tearing the muscle. In your sleep, you're repairing the muscle. High cortisol also uses protein as energy rather than allowing that protein to go towards building muscle. We want to be using our fats and our carbs as energy. Those are energy sources. Protein should just be a repair source. But it's used as energy during a high cortisol phase. All right, let's get into the good stuff now. That was like depressing. Good stuff. Okay, stress management. So the most helpful and readily available tool to change your state immediately, if you have the answer or an answer, what do you think it is? Something that you always have access to immediately that will change your state.
Your breath.
Your breath. How amazing. It's always right here with us, no matter what, even when you're in the midst of a high stress situation, which is the whole point of why we're talking about this. Yeah, your breath can change your state immediately. If we all sat here and started breathing in and out, in and out, in and out really fast, called breath of fire, which has its purpose, your whole state will change. If you want to try it, feel free. You're going to start feeling more alert. You're going to have more energy. It's a good thing to do in the morning, honestly, or if you're ever feeling like you need caffeine, try to do breath of fire first. So just pumping your navel, breathing in and out really fast. Also, if you need to slow down or breathe deeper into your belly, breathe into a different area of your body rather than up here. Lengthening the exhale specifically. So inhaling starts to kind of increase your heart rate. Exhaling starts to slow down your heart rate. So take that. Something I have here is box breathing. I love box breathing. Counting to 4, inhale, counting to 4, hold, counting to 4, exhale, counting to 4, hold. Another way you could do that is 4 inhale, 4 hold, 6 exhale, 4 hold. So if you really are trying to either calm down before bed or try to regulate your nervous system, whether you're like literally if you're in the middle of an argument and you start doing this, you're going to speak so clearly and you're going to win the argument. Okay, so really utilizing these tools whenever you need to. Your breath is a tool. Use it. We love it. Other things for stress management, less screen time, especially scrolling or anything that's like information. But just screens in general is very stimulating. More sunlight will always lower your stress. More nature, more movement in general will lower your stress, as long as it's not high strenuous movement, which is why I love to focus on steps, because you're getting only benefits from it. And then more movement outside specifically, both of those things change your entire physiology. If your systems are shot, meaning you've lost your period, or you're not losing weight, your metabolism is shut down, you're feeling burnt out constantly, you're feeling wired and tired, you can't go to bed, you can't wake up. If systems are showing that they are crashing, you're losing hair, you have no libido, your training needs to be pulled back. We need to do less. Not just because, oh, that's what will feel good, but because then you'll be able to actually see progress. Then your body will actually start functioning, putting your calories towards muscle, burning fat when you're actually burning calories. So it's not just for shits and gigs, but if systems are shot, we need to pull back cardio, or pull back training. So if your coach ever tells you that, trust. Stimulants also need to be pulled all the way back. Like I said, no caffeine 90 minutes after waking, or just in general, maybe pull back on stimulants, whether that's Adderall, pre-workout, coffee, scrolling. Slow it down. Listening to binaural beats in the morning or before bed. If you don't know what they are, just look them up. They're on YouTube. They promote REM sleep, relaxation, positivity, creativity, reduce anxiety. My favorite, 5 to 10 minutes of stillness per day. And that's it, just stillness. You can just sit and just be still. You can focus on presence, being aware maybe of your five senses, going all the way, like feeling into your body. Like, can you feel your organs? Can you feel your digestion going right now? Can you feel where your breath is? Can you feel any soreness? Really bring all your awareness inside, or just awareness of where you are. Just becoming aware of the present moment, spending 5 to 10 minutes, set a timer so that you have it, so that you're not just thinking the whole time, how long it's been? Is it almost over? What do I have to do next? Give yourself that container. Meditation, breath work, journaling, gratitude. Gratitude is a really good one. That's another thing that will instantly change your state, is if you start just truly sitting in gratitude during that 5 minutes. I feel like it is what actually can tap me into like my heart center, is thinking about what I'm grateful for, who I'm grateful for, looking around at my life, remembering people who don't have what we have. That will always be really good for stress management. Having a nighttime routine. I like to turn my lights red. I have like colored lights, and I like to lay on my floor. I move my everything out of the way, and I stretch. I don't even know if I'd call it stretch, but just like move around, let my body be free, lay on the floor, decompress. And I like to wear red lens glasses or blue light blocking glasses, so that if there is anything on the screen, I'd like for it to be something more like chill music or lo-fi beats, rather than like a story you have to follow along with. Just giving yourself time to unwind. And this can be in the morning to just kind of like slowly start waking yourself up, or it can be at night to slowly start winding yourself down. Reading, sometimes whatever you read could be doing the opposite, but it's way better than a screen or something that's like high stimulating with lots of colors. Yin yoga, which is what we'll be doing tonight. Not power yoga, not flow class, not a hot yoga class. Those are building heat. Those are really great. They have their purpose, but if it comes to managing stress, yin yoga, or sometimes it's called restorative, which is when you hold a pose for 3 to 7 minutes. And consistent sleep schedule, like I said, and then also aiming for 7 to 9 hours per night. Is that all I have? That's all I have. Okay, yay. I would love to open the floor to either any questions, something you found interesting, anything that you'd like to add to it.
I'll go. I thought it was really interesting about waiting at least 90 minutes after you wake up to have some caffeine, because I can totally relate back to a time when I was super stressed out with work, and I would wake up and then I would have my caffeine right away, and I would get like overstimulated and hyped out, and it would just add to the problem.
Totally. Yeah, totally. It's like we're feeling low energy and then we feel like we need more caffeine, which, by the way, caffeine doesn't give you energy. It just prevents your brain from realizing that you are tired, which there's a lot to be said about shutting off your own cues. If your body is telling you you're hungry, you should probably eat. If your body's telling you you have to pee, you should probably go to the bathroom. And if your body's telling you you're tired, you should probably rest. You should probably not try to ignore those signals. Body is always smarter than the mind. So yeah, and try it. You know, if you guys are the type of people, which I totally still am and definitely have been, where I wake up and the first thing I think about is coffee, try to maybe have tea or decaf or whatever it is, just lots of water, and then wait 90 minutes to have coffee and see how your energy levels last throughout the day now. I notice a difference the day of right away. Cool. Anybody else?
Pia in the chat says, I stopped drinking coffee for a week. It truly helped me so much with my bloating. It's insane. I used to drink 4 a day and already had OCD and anxiety naturally. I noticed that my medication works significantly better at managing my OCD now that I cut that out. When I needed some, I try matcha or chai instead.
Cody, what would I do without you? Just figured out how to use this chat thing. Thank you for that. And also, thank you, Pia. Yeah, the jugular, not the vagus nerve.
Does
Yes.
anybody have a recommendation for a matcha? Or Pia, do you have a recommendation for a good matcha?
I'm just gonna talk this one. They have in Publix, there's like singular packets of them. They're slightly sweetened, so you don't need to add creamer or anything. And when I do add creamer, I usually use the Smart Coffee creamer. Because that has, oh my God, Tara, you would know what this is called. It's that
Adaptogen.
one supplement that helps suppress your hunger. It's MSG, I think it is.
MCT oil.
Yes, thank you. Jesus. It has that in it. So it helps a lot. It's like I'm big on drinking caffeine with like a side of caffeine with a whole tub of milk. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, that brand that has some legit creamer. They have the ones with like mushrooms in it as well, I believe. Yeah. I'm not a big matcha girl, but if I was, I would try Chamberlain coffee, that brand. I don't know if you guys know Emma Chamberlain. I'm obsessed with her and I've tried her coffee at least and it's really good. I just trust anything that she would make. I know they sell it at Whole Foods and Sprouts too. Oh, Alicia used her matcha. Was it good? I hope so. She loved it. Okay. Alicia approves of Chamberlain matcha. Alrighty, guys. Well, this was great. If you have any more questions, please feel free to text me or reach out, whatever it is. I'm just trying to end this now because we do have Zoom yoga, 30 minutes of yin yoga. Like I said, it'll be chill. You don't need to perform. You can have your cameras off. I would love if you guys showed up. And yeah, this was a great call. Love this. And I'll see you guys next week. Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Wait, if everybody takes a selfie of the screen and post this, I'll enter you in to win a raffle at the end of the month for a cash prize. 1, 2, 3. Cute. I'll let you take out your phones if you need to take yours now. So fun. All right. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your whatever day it is. Wednesday. I never know. Tuesday. I did that last week. I got it wrong last week too. It doesn't matter. Time doesn't exist anyway. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.